Now, streaming key. Copy. All right, here we go. Go live. So now, even though we hit go live, and not live, so now, even though we hit go live, we're not live yet. This is the public screen. And you're not showing up the video, but if you go to this screen, the behind the scenes screen, the setup YouTube page, here I am, right? The
All right, y'all. Make sure we have a little bit of privacy, y'all. Uh-oh, give me a second. All right. Hey, y'all. Let's see. Okay. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't planning to go live with y'all this soon. I had to do a little quick some little checks and balances on the audio side of things, and yeah, I don't know how to not do that. I thought I was gonna do a little quick test, but apparently Spirit wanted us to go live sooner, so here we are. All right, let's see who's here. Hey, Carlette. Your day off. That's what's up. Yvette, how you doing? Hey, Katrina, Moonstar, Sen, Gia, Lou, Four Corners, Shantae, Laquita. If I jack y'all name up, forgive me. Um, yeah, I said it. What's up, girly? Nahaya, hey, Lotus Love, hey, Didi. So if you're here and you know who the sister is that I'll be chatting with today, Sister Myrah Moss, let me know in the comments right now if you're familiar with her. I'll do a formal introduction in a second when she gets here, but yeah, I know you know the Queen Didi. So I have this weird, like, let me see. I have this weird echo going on, so I'm gonna test it out and see if I can stop the echo. So I'm gonna turn it off right now. And I need y'all to let me know if y'all still hear me after this. Okay, can y'all still hear me? Yes, awesome, awesome. Yay, I fixed it. So I ain't gotta keep hearing myself with this whole echo. I'm ready, y'all. Y'all just let me know what's up. Where y'all from? What part of the world y'all in? I got clients all over, so we'll love to see where y'all at. Laquita, you're gonna love her. You'll see why in a moment. Okay. All right, we got Chicago, we got St. Louis, Atlanta. Where else we got? LA, Thank you. um, South Carolina, New York, Detroit, Chicago, Florida. Hey, fam. Maryland from Miami, but now reside in Atlanta. That's what's up. Hey, Sasha. Hey, Daisy. Stone Mountain, Charlotte, North Carolina, Torrance, California. That's what's up. Hey, Vet. Hey, Quinthia. Excuse me, Quinetha. Just Lou. Rosetta. Piscean Goddess. Love it. So if y'all don't know who she is, right, I'm gonna let you know right now. Ain't nobody here to see me. They here to see her. I'm just, GOAT status is what she has. So I'm grateful and honored to be able to speak with her. Atlanta, okay. Both of you. Okay. All right. Most ain't though. I'm sure most of the people are tuning in because this queen has so much knowledge. And speaking of, she's here. We're gonna let her in. Switch. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. And your audio is perfect. Loud and clear. Love it. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
I'm well. No complaints here. No complaints here.
Good.
First off, again, I want to thank you again for being so open and kind of, chat with me because before I even introduce you, we need to kind of get into our little chat. Just want to know if you're cool with the time frame 30-45 minutes, and also just to ask if you don't want to answer any questions and we just chat, that's cool. No problem, because that's why I intended for this, just be us chatting and kind of sharing some information, but don't feel pressure to answer any questions because I'm sure plenty of folks going to have a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I do love questions. That's how it gets me focused on what they're interested in understanding. So that's usually no problem for me. But either way you want to do it, I'm good.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I'm easy. I mean, I'm a Gemini moon, so I'm flexible.
That's why we here.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you, a Gemini?
Gemini sun.
Oh, wonderful. That's the natural channeler. You guys, no wonder you're a natural channeler. I'm a Capricorn sun.
Yes.
Capricorn sun, Gemini moon. Yeah. Yeah. So wow. Okay.
Awesome. So I'm just gonna do like a little formal introduction for those who may not know you, which I'm sure most everybody's here. Like I was just joking with them, like everybody's here to see you. Ain't nobody here for me.
Oh no.
Ain't nobody here for me.
No, you're doing something quite significant, really, so we all got our roles and, and I'm one that talks about balance. So that means we all come together equally in our roles in contribution to the whole. So,
right.
you know.
Right. So I just want to share with everybody right now
Okay.
a little background into how and why I was like, hey, I want to have you on,
Okay.
and why I want to do this chat. So years ago, like before, like, you know, of course, on my journey, I think I became introduced to you through not through Bobby Hemmett, although
Okay.
you're a student of Bobby
Yes.
Hemmett.
Yes.
I was introduced to you years ago during early in my journey,
Wow.
where I think through Kair.
Yes. Yes. He
Yeah.
calls it Oya's son now.
Yeah.
Oya's son.
And
Yes.
he basically, I was doing some astrology things. I think I even got a reading from him at one point.
Yes.
And I heard you speak, and I was like, wow, she's on it. Like she got it. Like this resonated even with a little that I was, because at the moment I had bought this book, I think through it, I think it's Llewellyn Book of Astrology or something like that.
Yes.
And I was studying and still just trying to find my way, trying to find my purpose, what I'm here
Yes.
for,
Yes.
you know, all this stuff.
Yes.
And you know, I came across you, I think, in an interview with him, and just really loved everything. Fast forward to, you know, me on my journey, me doing the work. I think I came back around to you maybe a year or so ago with Dreamwise and G-Ray.
Okay.
And I think they did an interview or something of that nature, or they mentioned you to me. And I was like, she sounds familiar. And then I realized later, like, oh, this is the same person.
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, there was a interview you had done, I think maybe a week or two ago with, I forget the channel.
Brother Rich.
Okay, Brother Rich, yes.
Yes.
And that's the Black Magic.
Yes, Black Magic
Okay.
363. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was just like, wow, like she's like, and just so much that was mentioned, that was radiating, that was resonating with me. And I was like, I want to chat with her, I want to meet with her. And I kind of wanted to be like a personal, like us just kind of talking. I was like, man, this woman ain't got time to be sitting on the phone talking to me. So I was like, if I'm gonna make it something, I can't be greedy with it. I'm not be greedy with it. Let me share it, you know.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right? So
yes.
So, you know, just because, you know, I value my time, I was like, I don't want to be, you know, acting like everybody else time ain't valuable, because it is. So I was like, let me share it. So when I reached out to you, you just was very warm, receptive. You know, I sent you, you know, a few of my videos just so you understood, you know, where I was coming from and what I was doing.
Yes.
So that you can make a better determination, like, do I want to waste my time with this woman or not? You know.
Yes.
So
you act like you know me.
Listen, that's how I am. Remember when I said that Gemini?
Yes.
So you know, I was very, very, very happy that you were so open and welcome with it. But you know, I just wanted to introduce you as the master teacher that you are, the master astrologer. I don't even know how many other names I can tell you you are. And like I mentioned before, which most people probably know, you were introduced by the great Bobby Hemmett himself.
Yes. Yes.
It's so much that I was just like, why? Like, I know why, but I'll be like, dang it, maybe like I wish I would have like ran into your information, your studies, your knowledge like sooner. But you know, I know there's a cycle of things for people, right? I was when I originally came across you, I was doing so much, going through so much, right? And that's when through my whole journey, I've learned the power of the Saturn return.
Yes.
And how important it is for you to do that work. So I guess we can kind of start there. Like I said, my Saturn return, I really realized at that moment when I was doing the work that I had to do it. You got to do it. If you don't do it, nothing changes.
Absolutely.
The cycle continues and continues and continues. And each time it gets worse. And I was living that.
And I'm a Capricorn. Saturn is our planet. So, you know, I can't ignore Saturn. Our planetary ruler, you know.
So I just kind of want you to talk about that, you know, what is it like? What's the significance of our Saturn return, and how that, I guess like how it's just the significance period and what the importance of that was.
Yes. Okay. Anything and whatever we, however we make it roll, I'm down for it. I've been doing this for a long time. So, and I thought I was semi-retired when Melanie, our spirit doula, bumped me back out there, and I'm like, what? I'm back out here.
And let me say this real quick. I'm sorry for those of you who are not familiar. This like me. People be complaining that they have to wait for months for a session with me, right?
Yes.
I don't have anything available until September. Right now, September is filling out, right?
Yes.
This woman, Miss Sistar Myrah, she is not, and this tells you how bad she is. She is booked until September, August, September next year.
I just looked September of 2023. Yes. And they're still scheduling. A couple of today. I'm like, one lady told me I'll probably be levitating by the time I get
right. For real.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean, 3 days a week. That's what I do. 3 days a week for. Yeah, I'm up to about September now of next year. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I love it though. To me, it's like service to my family. We're family, and and I look at energy. I go beyond the physical. It's your energy. When you look at energy, you're getting a whole another perspective. You see, it just goes beyond the personal. But sometimes I have to explain because. Should I be talking now or?
No, yeah, feel free to. Yeah, go ahead.
I call myself a holistic. And the reason I call myself a holistic is because I do believe that two opposites, two halves make a whole. And now I don't look at 12 individual signs. I have to look at six pairs of energy, or 6 axes of energy. See, because it's not until you put the two halves together that you have the whole. And we're stepping up, in the universe. You see, we've gone into the Aquarian age, so it's time for our evolution, which means we have to step up to a universal energy, which is always going to be holistic. Two halves make a whole. So now I like to balance those opposites. When you put two opposites together, that's how you create the whole. You have 180 degrees on one half, and you balance that with 180 degrees on the opposite half. That's how we complete a 360-degree spiral. And it's not whole until it's made that full spiral. So that's how you open up a vortex, only for access to the next level, where you start a new one at a higher vibration. And that is how we ascend through those spirals. That's an infinite process of transformation, regeneration, and evolution of spiritual rulership. And whenever we go into the Aquarian age, that is the point of evolution, since Aquarius is the sign of evolution. See? So that's how I look at things. And then the 6 axes of energy, we have Aries, opposite Libra. We have Taurus, opposite Scorpio. We have Gemini, opposite Sagittarius. We have Cancer, opposite Capricorn, and then Leo, opposite Aquarius, and then Virgo, opposite Pisces. And it's always balancing those opposites to see the whole, and then, and open up that vortex. So that's how I describe things, looking at things holistically. And then I like to look at the 4 elements as the 4 aspects of the royal family of energy. You see, we are the individual personal vessels who can vibrate to the highest level of the universe, the royal level, by connecting through those 4 elements. And those 4 elements represent the 4 members of the royal family. We have the fire and the air. That's the masculine. That's the external, you see. So the air I always apply to Father Spirit, righteous Father Spirit, who speaks to you through the air element, which is always mental, the mind, you see. And then spirit is collective, where physical is individual. So it's Father Spirit, where they say more than one called in my name, so shall I be Father Spirit, you see. Now, we're not talking male, female, we're talking masculine, feminine. Masculine is external, feminine is internal. So the air and fire are the masculine. This is the half we've just completed. We've completed that half. In other words, we're putting a pin in that half because we've mastered in the air and the fire, or the external, or the masculine. The air is Father, speaks to you through how you think. And since spirit is a collective, Father Spirit, his highest role is to inspire a collective righteous mindset. He is the father of righteousness, the father of righteous thinking. So a collective righteous mindset. And then his counterpart is the fire element, which is the sun component. You know, S-O-N, the individual, and S-U-N, the collective. So he is our desires, our passions, and at the highest vibration, he represents our creative powers, the power, the fire signs. So that's the father and son. It's the external. This was the masculine, air and fire. However, the universe is about balance. That's the key to everything in the universe, balance. So if there's a father, has to be a mama. There's a son, there has to be a daughter. But these are the hidden aspects. They're hidden internal, as above, so below, as within, so without, you know, the masculine, the feminine. Negative polarity is the feminine polarity, which is hidden. So we got the water element, which is the mama component, the mama, where father speaks to you external through the mind or how you think. Mama speaks to you internal through the water and how you feel. And she is the ancient of ancients, you see. So Mama Magic, Mama of Antiquity, and Mama Soul, Mama Universe. I call her Big Mama. And she speaks to you from your ancient memory. She's the one who connects you to your ancestral lineage, which really opens up, you know, how we connect, because that's what you are a master at tapping into, is to our ancestors, you know, and the feeling mode, you see. So Mama speaks to you from antiquity and how you feel. Her job is family, you know, that's what she cares about, her ancient, you know, melanated universal family. That's her focus, you see. So the water, magic, first two letters of magic is Ma, where father deals with logic and reason through the air element. Mama deals with the magic of the universe, you see. It goes beyond your logic and reason. As a matter of fact, it's not until you have completely fulfilled the knowing half, which is the air element, that is only when you get access to the opposite water or mama's domain, you see. You don't blend energy. A lot of people don't understand that. You have to harmonize energy. You don't blend energy. So you have to complete one half before you activate the opposite response in equal measure. So it's not until you're completely beyond your knowing, your logic and reason, your understanding, that you're now ready, you know, for mama, because she doesn't want you to think that you figured it out for yourself, you see. How does she prove her magic if you think you knew how to figure it out for yourself? Right. So you have to complete that half before you're ready for the water or the mama's half. And she is going to talk to you from the subconscious. Father deals with the conscious mind, the external, where mama deals with the subconscious, you know, the entrance into your Akashic records, your ancient memory, your ancestry. Matter of fact, we're in Cancer now. Cancer is the sign of the ancestors, you see. This is the energy of the ancestors. So if there's anything you want to do with the ancestors, this is the energy to do that, to activate that. So she is, she speaks to you through how you feel from your ancient memory, from the soul realm. So what we're balancing is Father's spirit with Mama's soul in order to become whole or holistic. It's not real until it's whole or holistic. Now remember, I'm dealing energy now, vibrations, and we have all of it in us. We have all of the signs in us. What you come in here, your sun sign is only your focus. The sun is always focused, what's being exposed. So exposing what you came in here to focus on in your energy. And you know, you've had many past lives mastering in a purpose that you chose. When you were an energy being, you decided, this is the purpose I chose. And so you've been mastering through past lifetimes. But whenever we go into the Aquarius age, that's the point of evolution. That means we've mastered on enough levels to evolve to a new level in the universe. So opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo. Leo is the creative ruler. So the evolution of a new creative rulership, anytime we get into the Aquarian age, you see. So that is Mama's domain, the magic, the antiquity, the ancestry, the family. That is her domain. And then last but not least is the earth component. That's the daughter component. It's not Mother Earth, it's daughter Earth, Mama Universe and daughter Earth. Understanding the nature of those two relationships, you see. All souls come in through Mama Universe and are manifested and materialized through daughter Earth, you see. So the manifested form, that's the feminine half. The daughter or the earth element deals with our values, our healing, and also it deals with our character. But most of all, the earth deals with our security, being secure from within, internal. Feminine is internal. So emotional happiness, security are internal. Those are too big of a factor, a burden to put on anyone's shoulders other than within yourself. So how we connect to Big Mama or Mama Universe, because our energy vibration rises up through our chakras till we get to the crown chakra, and that's where we connect to Mama Universe from the crown chakra. But that's the internal journey. It's not external, you see. So she deals with our values. The earth deals with our, like I said, our security, because there are two prerequisites in order to step up as a royal ruler, because the universe is not trying to save the world right now. It's only trying to identify who qualifies to step up as a new ruler for this new Aquarian age. And, excuse me, there's two criteria. Number one, you have to be secure within the earth element. You have to be secure in the value of the purpose you're here to serve in contribution, you know, to the whole, the one and all in one, being secure. And then number two, you have to prove to the universe that you're not going to abuse that power, you see. That's the only sin spiritually. Opposite the physical, where there's a multitude of sins, there's only one sin spiritually, and that's the abuse of power. I don't care how much power you're given, you're going to be judged as to, are you going to use that power righteously or are you going to use it abusively? So those are the two prerequisites. Number one, being secure from within, and number two, you have to prove you will not abuse that power. When our predecessors abused their power, they screwed up the world. If we abuse our power, it's going to have cosmic detriment, you see. So all this has really been just an alchemical process, you see, teaching us how to use our powers righteously and not abuse our powers, because it would be too detrimental to the universe. That is what the story of a SAR is all about, because a SAR represents your opposite energy, Sagittarius, you see. Sagittarius is the ultimate fire, or the ultimate sun. And his planetary ruler is Jupiter. And anything Jupiter touches, it brings in abundance, you see. So he was the ultimate sun, most prone to abuse his power. That is why he had to be cut down by Set, which is the ancient name for the father. He had to be cut down into those 14 pieces, or 14 cycles of time, in order to learn how to mature and use his powers righteously and not abuse them, you see. So we're now at the point where a SAR is coming to the fullness of that power, because he has learned not to abuse it, but to use it righteously. And he is the one, and because Daughter Earth, the last component, Daughter Earth, she's the only one who hadn't reached her sacred status, you see. That's Daughter Earth. And that's the melanated woman, individual. Capricorn represents the Earth, last Earth sign. It's the sign of integrity and character. And it's the last cardinal sign. So she represents the princess of the royal family. So you had the king, father spirit, through Libra, the cardinal air. You had the queen through Cancer, the cardinal water. You had the prince through Aries, the cardinal fire. The only one who hadn't reached her sacred status was Daughter Earth, because she is the energy of character. Character is rejected in the land of illusion, you see. And that's why she was put at the bottom of the totem pole in the physical illusion. Because in the opposite, spiritual, she is of the highest value. She's the high priestess. She's the princess of the royal family. And so she became the rejected stone, who becomes the cornerstone. It's in her rejection and redemption the earth is transformed. So not until this last winter solstice did she get her crown, did she become sacred, which has now completed us as a star system. Now she's in position, she's completed us as a star system, which makes us now able to go into balance with our ancient star system, Sirius. So she can marry or go into balance or partnership with Anubis of the Sirius star system. This is how we will balance star systems. This is how this energy will reverberate throughout the cosmos. So this is a universal purpose being fulfilled right now. We're at the point of culmination where everything is about to evolve to a new level, as Daughter Earth now has been redeemed in her value and has completed us as a star system. And so that's going to, that's the process of this evolution to a new level of spiritual rulership.
Love that.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I mean, let's go back for a second, because you mentioned Cancer being the sign of the ancestors.
Yes.
Right. And initially when we were talking, we talked about a friend of yours who had done, I guess, like for those who don't know, I do past life regression sessions and things of that nature, shadow work.
Yes.
We, talk to the spirit guides, get clarity, answers for you, all of that stuff.
Yes.
I do the spirit releasement, things like that in my sessions, right? So we were talking about, she was watching one of the videos and say, yeah, a friend of mine had this work done before, but the person she did it with was they was trying to send the ancestors to the light.
Yes.
The ancestors was ducking the light. Like, What you doing with this
She's
person?
like the Wicked Witch of the West when they were trying to pour the water. She said they were looking at the light.
Listen,
Uh,
that
yeah.
movie. So if you
I
can
told
talk,
her about you and she researched you. She's now anxious. You know, I said, well, you can't get in till September, but she now wants to get in with you, you know, because she can definitely see the difference in, you know, how you work versus, you know, the work she had done by, you know, so I get a lot when, you know, people come to me, they're like, you know, I like getting this from, you know, somebody melanated. So that does make a difference sometimes, you know, and
that's what I hear a lot too.
yes,
Like I didn't know anybody of color.
Yes, I didn't know.
Black woman. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. We're pioneers.
Right. And so my question around that was just like the talking about the whole, by the way, I'm a Cancer rising.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
So we could talk a little bit about, I guess, like the importance of I guess like the ancestors in our journey.
Yes, that is most significant. Like I said, we're at mama's half now. We've completed father's half, you know, just put a pin in it. Not saying, you know, we dismiss him or anything, but I always say father brings information to the table, but it takes mama to serve it up, you see. So we're at the juncture now where we are going into mama's half of the operation. And that's her role, that's her domain. She is the mama of antiquity. Everything started matriarchal, okay? All energy comes from, all colors come from the color black, original black mama universe. Why our ancestors came out as the original rulers, you see. They could fly, they could breathe underwater, they could talk telepathically with the plants, the animals, the universe, each other. We still have those powers, but they're subconscious. They're not of the conscious mind. And so that is why our ancestors, this is who they pattern the superheroes after. And this reality is our ancestors coming out as the original rulers. But spirit is spiral. So it started matriarchal, then it spiraled around to the patriarchal half. And once we went into the Aquarius age, which we did in 2013, 13 is the optimal number. So we went into the Aquarian age in 2013, and that is when it became full circle, back to the mama again. Now time to balance between those two halves. So now time to reconnect with our ancestors, our subconscious, our ancient memory, recoup the gifts and the powers of the magic of mama. Like I said, father, logic and reason. Mama goes beyond your logic and reason. This goes into, you have to embrace her in faith and trust. Goes beyond you figuring it out. So now is the time to go back. People are going to start noticing that they are opening up more to their gifts now, you see. Things will happen like the phone will ring and you don't even look at it and you already know who's on the phone. And I'm telling people, start testing these things now, you know, like I used to be in a building where there were 2 elevators and, you know, it didn't have on the different floors, it didn't have the numbers that where the elevator was at, you know. So I would stand in front of the 2 elevators and decide which one was going to open, you see. And 9 times out of 10, I would be right, you see. And that now, because see, now we're going into our subconscious. You know, our conscious mind is limited compared to our subconscious, you see. So I even when I was teaching my classes, I used to even tell my students, I'd say, don't try to figure it out. if you guess, you're going to be more prone to be right if you guess the answer rather than try to logic and reason it, you see. So now we can tap into that subconscious and start opening up beyond the physical, beyond, tapping into our ancestors, making that connection. And I always say, when we first took our purpose and our mission as energy beings, we did it as a family unit. We didn't do it individually. We did it as a family unit. We've had many lifetimes with these families. Energy only unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. Okay? No pain, no gain. To the same extent, the pain will be the same extent the gain. But like I said, you complete one half. Always the darkest before the dawn, or you have to completely get through the worst to get to the best. So we did this as a family unit, and we decided through many lifetimes what role we would play with these family members, different roles in different lifetimes, who was going to play the negative polarity so we could gain back the opposite benefit in positive return. So we can't, that's why I keep telling people we got to love our family unconditionally, even though we can't get along with them. It's because we agreed, they made the sacrifice to play that negative polarity. Right. They're not conscious of it, you see. We have to tap into the subconscious like you do in order to tap into that ancient memory. However, they just agreed to play that negative polarity so we could gain back the positive return of energy from that. So it's not, when I say love our family unconditionally, I don't mean just take anything from them. I just mean don't sit in judgment of them, you see. You don't sit in judgment of them. But that is how that negative and positive polarity unfold over many lifetimes, you see. And our spiritual loved ones, the ones we're conscious of in this lifetime, they are our spiritual ancestors. They go on the front line in the universe, all about the balance of opposites. So as they're on the front line in the universe, we are the physical vessels. There's 3 realms: soul realm, spirit realm, physical realm. We're the physical vessels that can channel that energy from our spiritual loved ones, to balance between those realms, spiritual and the physical. Okay. And then they're guiding the energy from the universe personally. There are personal guidance of energy on the universe, so it's tapping into those ancestors that we're conscious of. And then we also can tap into our soul ancestors. Those are our ancient ancestors. We don't even remember who they are. They're in antiquity, and that is on the soul realm. And we can also channel from them now, you see. So we are the vessels that can channel from the spirit realm as well as the soul realm through our ancestry. And I always say there was 144,000 generational families who fell, in order to the lowest, in order to come back full circle to the highest again. And so channeling from those ancestors. Now, we don't even have to know the names of the soul ones. We can just say, whichever one of my ancestors have mastered in this creative technique, because that's what's going to blossom now, the creative kingdom, not the material. The material kingdom is falling. So the creative kingdom is what's blossoming. So whichever one of our ancestors have mastered in this creative technique, channel that energy to me so I can manifest it and materialize it at the physical level, you see. So tapping into both our spiritual ancestors, the ones we know, and then the ancient ancestors, the ones we, don't remember. but that's where your forte is at, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had so many, like when you talk about the soul ancestors, like, I
Yes.
had so many of those pop up during client
Oh
sessions.
my
They
goodness.
were like, they're like, who is this person? Like, what's your name? Like, I don't know who this person is. And they're
Yes.
like, well, yeah, I've been with them for quite a while. This
Yes,
is like from a
yes.
whole other lifetime,
Oh
a
yes.
whole
Look, I
other
got
realm.
goosebumps as you're talking about that.
Like, they come up and they're just like amazed, like, who it? And sometimes they're not even people,
Yes.
like
Yes.
human.
Yes.
And they're
Yes.
like shocked. And it's like,
Yes.
so we don't get to choose, you know.
No. We
Yeah,
are all part of this
exactly.
holistic process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to tell a real quick story when you
Yes.
talked about testing, right?
Yeah.
I learned to do that earlier on
Yes.
when I was developing, again, on that search, on that
Yes.
journey for purpose here. And I started reading, I forget the name of the book, but it was talking about developing your intuition, developing your, you know, your powers, but not,
Yes.
you know, but in a way of just like of manifestation, things of that nature.
Yes.
And so one day I was just like, you know what, let me just try it. Spirit was like, just try it.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm driving, right?
Yes.
I'm driving, and I think I was on the way to pick up my husband or something of that nature from work.
Yes.
And it's during rush hour time. And so it's like cars, 2 lanes. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I think kind of running a little late. And I was like, I was like, okay, let me see if I can just like, Spirit said, just try, just visualize to see these cars gonna move out the way. Just
Yes.
tell them what to do, tell it what to do.
Yes.
And so I'm driving and I'm visualizing, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna visualize all of these cars that are in front of me moving from this lane to this lane, and they're gonna get out my way, and I'm gonna just keep smooth sailing. But not just that, all the lights are gonna be green. I'm not gonna have to stop at any light.
Yes.
And I tell you, I would tell my husband about this, like, yo, watch this, and he would just be like, I was like, yo, and I did it a few times before I told him. I was like, am I tripping? I was like, maybe it's just a coincidence. Because, you know, you start to doubt yourself and your power, and you're just like, nah. And so Spirit was like, do it. And so I just started doing it. And like maybe 3 or 4 times it took me to just like, literally, I'm driving and I was just like, okay,
yes,
they're gonna move, this car turns, and sure enough, this car would turn off, this car would move over, and I was literally just, even if a car turned in front of me, it would be like, okay, here's a car. I didn't worry. It was just like the car would get right on over.
Yeah.
Keep on going. And I literally had 45. I want to drive 45 miles an hour straight, no lights.
Yes.
And that is literally what happened to the very moment I parked that car. Absolutely. And it was like, wow. And when I told my husband, he was just like, okay, wow, that's crazy. And I was showing him, I was like, yo, just try it. And
just do it.
Listen to Spirit. Listen to Spirit.
Listen to Spirit.
They are helping you. They're trying to show you. They are trying to give you. They're putting you up on game.
Yes. Fears and guilt are the 3 things that's going to undermine that. So they're going to test that, you know, your fears and your guilt, you see. Let me tell you about my daughter-in-law. She has made her transition. She was a Virgo. So I'm telling you about you Virgos, you know, that are listening. Mm-hmm. You know, they're the sign of details. They love dot every I, cross every T.
That's my mom.
You know? Yes. Yeah. Well, their job is to cleanse and purify of false values. Anytime you're dealing with earth values. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones that they can leave no stone unturned as they search out all impurities in order to cleanse and purge of those impurities in order to heal in your wisdom. Virgo is the sign of wisdom. The Virgin Mama who cleanses and purifies the Leo sun of false values to the physical illusion, because it's the last sign on the physical half of the cycle, you see. So my daughter-in-law, you know, she was trying to find her purpose. She was trying to find her gifts, you know, and she doubted them. And so she was at work and she went outside to smoke her a cigarette. So she said, if I got any powers, I want to see the whole sky turn black. Well, the whole sky turned red. You know what she said? I said black.
So she was trying to give herself a way out to be like, I ain't do that. I said black. That don't count. That don't count.
That's Virgo in their details. I'm
Right.
telling you. I said, Kathy, you proved you have the power, but but you're so stringent on that detail. And this is what Spirit is going to teach you. It's going to teach you how to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take you from one end to the opposite end. I always say, you know, sometimes when you ask Spirit for something, it's going to bring the opposite just to show you the balance between the two. Like if someone said, don't bring me a short man. That's exactly what they're going to get.
Right.
Because it's going to take them out of the mindset of it can't work, you know, on this end, so you can see the opposite. You know, we deal with our conscious mind and we have to balance with our subconscious. They are opposites. Two halves make a whole. So it's going to always teach you. That's why I tell people I'm not a religious person, because you have to follow your spirit, and your spirit is going to take you from one end to the opposite end. And religion's not going to allow you that flexibility, you see. But you have to be limber enough to follow your spirit. I always say, your spirit say, dig a ditch 10 feet deep. You dig that ditch, you get done, you say, now, okay, what do I get?
Next?
What do I get?
Right.
Spirit say, now you got to build a tower 10 feet high, you know?
Right.
So you got to deal holistically with spirit. It doesn't work in fraction. It's not going to give you a part of the whole until it's ready to complete and fulfill. You always fulfill through the opposite. Two halves make a whole. So wherever you're at consciously, your spirit is going to give you the opposite subconscious balance to that. So you have that full spiral. So staying limber, staying, you know, like my teacher, Bobby Hammett, used to say, if they tell you to look up, you look down. If they tell you to look east, you look west, you see. So it's all about balancing. It's all about holistic, you know, seeing things whole or holistic. And that's what we got to step up to now that we're evolving in the universe. We got to step up and start seeing things from both sides of the coin. You see, two halves make that whole.
Right. And it's funny when you mention that about trust in spirit and just doing it, because that's something I had to learn, even when it didn't make sense. And to this day, that's like one of my favorite, like, go to, like, you ask me for advice, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Trust spirit. I don't care if it don't make no sense, just do it, because spirit sees shit, spirit sees things. Y'all know I got a potty mouth. I gotta be sure.
That's okay.
Spirit sees things that you don't see.
Yes.
And so that it's trying to keep you, they're trying to keep you from going through the mess that they know you're not going to appreciate. Something that might, even if it's just, I'm going to be sitting here for 2 hours more and be late or whatever, even if it's just something you might consider small, you'll appreciate it later, because you're like, oh,
yes,
so,
absolutely.
Yes. So
you can't. Yes,
exactly. And so I'm so big on that, like just trust in spirit. And my children to this day, they wanted to go on a trip.
Yes.
And you know, they had to fly on the airplane and do all this other stuff, go with friends. And I was like, spirit's telling me not to let y'all do that. And they were like, spirit's telling you what's gonna happen. And so, long story short, they didn't go on the trip because, of course, I won't listen to spirit and you ain't going. And later on, they were just like, so, mommy, did spirit ever tell you why? Because I always tell them it don't make sense now, but later spirit will reveal why. Right. And so I was just like, don't be smart with me, okay? Like, I'm not going through that with you.
Right.
But that is so important.
I always tell the story of I always say, this is an analogy I use on that one. I say, suppose, now I know anybody listening probably heard me if they spoke to me say this 1,000 times. I said, but suppose you decide you're going to go on an appointment to an appointment downtown, in the downtown area. So you decide, okay, I'm gonna take the bus to that appointment. And but everything seems to be an obstacle. Your alarm clock goes off late, you know, and then you get up and you're rushing around. You can't find your shoe, one of your shoes. You finally find that shoe, and you can't find your keys. Finally find your keys. You get to the door and it's jammed, so you have to struggle to get out the door. You finally get out the door. You finally get to the bus stop, and you just miss your bus. Okay? Now you're frustrated. I can't make my appointment. Doggone it. Why these things always got to happen to me? You go about your business. You come home later that evening. You turn on the news and find out that the bus you were trying to catch has been in a serious accident. Some people got hurt. Some people got killed. That is when you have a V8 moment. That's why my spirit wouldn't let me get on that bus.
I got goosebumps, Brian. Yes, every single time.
Yes, that's why. And see, spirit works backwards. It works opposite the physical. So you're going to get your answer before you even ask the question. This is why we don't understand it. It's trying to adapt us to an opposite reality. Spirit is opposite the physical. So it's going to seem bizarre. It's going to seem crazy. You could be riding down the street with a question on your mind, and a billboard will pop up and answer it.
Yes.
That's spirit, you see. And that's what we have to get used to, you know, that it's going to be crazy because it's trying to adapt us to an opposite reality. Spirit is opposite the physical, but it's not trying to teach you to understand. That's what I keep telling my clients. Your spirit is not trying to get you to know or to figure out or understand. You've already done your half on the physical half. Now it's your spirit's half of the operation. And it's not trying to get you to know what it's doing. It's trying to get you to trust what it's doing. That's what it's building, a trust relationship with you. It's teaching you how to trust it, you see, that it's got your back. It can look around corners you can't. It has a broader view. We just want you to trust, not know. My brother, okay, he's a Baptist minister, and he adopted this little boy named Marcus, 4 years old. And he said he went out to wash his car. He said, and every time he would wash the car and rinse it off, Marcus would come back and soap it up again, you know? And soon the mother called Marcus in to take his bath. And my brother was like, thank goodness, bless his heart. He was trying to help, but he was just in the way. And then he heard God say to him, now, ain't that what y'all do to me?
Yes.
Get out of the way.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Because if we think we know what's supposed to be, then we're in the way. Well, if it's going to happen, shouldn't this be going on over here? Shouldn't something be happening over there? You know, hey, no.
And trying to force things at that moment.
Yes, we're going beyond your logic and reason. We're tapping into something beyond what you can figure out. You've done your half. You've done the physical, sacrifice, struggle. Those are the physical half of the operation. We are the vessels that have sacrificed and struggled. That has been our investment on what's paying off in opposite reward and spiritual empowerment, you see. So we've completed that half, the physical half. Now we got to let the spirit do its half. And it's not about us knowing or figuring it out or understanding. It's about us learning how to trust what our spirit is bringing to the table as its half of the operation. That goes beyond our logic and reason, our conscious mind, you see. Now it's time to go into the subconscious, you see. So that's
let's I guess we can.
Yes.
I want to talk something I heard you mention before in another lecture about having a purpose, your own personal purpose, but also having a wider purpose. Evolution. If you could talk a little bit about that and the importance of knowing your purpose and why it's so important to know and walk in your purpose in this lifetime and how it affects everything else on a wider scale.
Absolutely, because we're all bringing our own mastery to the table, the one and all and the all in one. Each one of us has a contribution. You don't blend energy. This is what Spirit is bringing to me most lately, is you do not blend energy. You harmonize energy, the one and the all in one. Each one of us is on our own unique purpose to bring to the table, our mastery. And so, by not blending energy and harmonizing energy, it's like each one of us has to make that mastery contribution. I always use the hand. I always say a hand, but you have a little finger, a ring finger, middle finger, index finger, the thumb, the palm, back of the hand, the nails. Each one of these components come to the table, bringing their own unique contribution to a hand. Everyone has a different role in contribution to the whole, the one and all in one. If we blend it all into thumbs, we wouldn't get a lot done. Now, would we, you see? So it's all about everybody bringing a unique piece to the table. And only your spirit is going to be able to guide you in how to bring your own unique mastery. It's been helping you through many lifetimes in that mastery. And so now it's like bringing that final piece and putting it in place in order to see the bigger picture or the bigger purpose that's been unfolding. I always like to use the twinkling of a star, and we're only responsible for one twinkle of the star, not the full twinkling, but the one twinkle is just as important as the full twinkling. Because if you're not in position to make your contribution when it's your time to shine, the star's not complete, it's not whole, and if it's not whole, it's not real. So each contribution is as important. If my index finger, if my middle finger comes up missing, then I don't have, a whole hand, you see. So we all have a unique purpose, and only our spirit can guide us in the unique purpose we've been mastering on. We've been making that contribution now. And like I said, it's all like a big puzzle, and each lifetime is one piece of that puzzle where you've mastered in that lifetime, which gave you access to the next lifetime where you continue that mastery all the way up until the Aquarius, when we went into the Aquarius age, this lifetime. That is the Aquarius is the sign of evolution. So that means we've balanced on enough levels to evolve. Now, each of us are bringing our final pieces of mastery to the table and contribution. So now we can see that bigger picture or that bigger purpose that's been unfolding throughout many lifetimes as we're putting those final pieces of each of us and what we've mastered, now making that final contribution to this holistic purpose. So everybody has a unique purpose and contribution to the whole, the one and all in the all in one. And only your spirit can guide you and give you, that guidance. We have common tools, the 4 elements, 5 actually, but the 4 elements mostly. But we all have a unique purpose and a unique journey and a unique mastery to make that contribution. But each one of us has to bring that in order for it to be fulfilled, complete, or whole. And if it's not whole, it's not real. Anytime you're looking at a part of the whole, that's the illusion. You see.
Right.
Yeah. So very important.
Yeah. And I always talk about, the fact that we talk about, our purpose here. Yeah. The importance of walking in our purpose here.
Yes.
Like the here and now.
Yeah.
It's because your purpose isn't always just about you. Sometimes your purpose is linked to others. It's linked to their purpose, and it's like a domino effect.
Yes,
so if you're not walking in your purpose purpose and doing what you're supposed to be doing now. You're kind of
Yes.
preventing those other people from being able to do,
From
like, you
doing
signed up for this. You
Yes.
said, I'm going to come here and I'm
Yes.
going to do this and
Yes.
I'm going to do that. And
Yes.
these are people I'm going to be connected to. I'm going to link these people and I'm going to help this
Yes.
person. I'm going to remind them of their purpose. All that, like,
Yes.
there's so much
Yes.
that needs to be done.
The butterfly
Right.
effect. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And if you're not walking in your purpose, you are literally, like you talked about, on a larger scale. It doesn't connect. It doesn't. Not allowing that to flow.
Absolutely. Each one of us has that role in contribution to the whole. We each have to bring that to the table. And when I really first got this premise is when, the Virgo son I was talking about, he did pass away in 2013. And we were living in North Carolina. We were living in Greensboro, North Carolina. He was 43 when he passed away. The diagnosis was Virgo and their stress. It was hypertension, cardiac vascular disease is what the diagnosis was. And I remember it was just me and him living together in North Carolina, where, my family were all here in Omaha, Nebraska. And I was mourning my son so hard that he came back to me in spirit and he said, "Remember, Mom, we agreed to this a long time ago." And that did help me feel a little better because, I realized this was a bigger purpose, a bigger operation, by him saying that. And, but then I began to doubt, that I had actually heard him tell me that. And I had a client, a Cancer lady, which is my opposite sign, came over to get a reading. And at that time I was using the cassette tapes. I'm old school. So I was using the cassette tapes and we taped the reading. And so the next day she calls me and she says, "Myrah, I was listening to my tape and your son came through," and then she repeated the message. I didn't tell her he had told me that, but she repeated the message. So that gave me my first view of how this is all connected, how, like, we agreed to this, Mom, so it's, and now I can see, I can understand, what it was that we were contributing. He would not have been able to be touched if we weren't serving this role, this bigger purpose, you see. So yes, it's all connected. It's a harmonization of energy. Blend, you harmonize energy. And we each have a part, we have to harmonize with one another. Yes. In order for all this, to unfold in the way. The same Virgo lady, that was his lady, because when he passed, 18 months after he passed, she passed away. Okay. So the same Virgo lady, when it comes to, oh gosh, I forgot. I lost it. I lost what I was going to say about her. Maybe it'll come back, but that's what I do. Sometimes I go so far up the details. I can't get the details to hang around too long.
That's cool. I do it all the time.
And I haven't learned not to do the sidebars, I go to the side and then I'm like, oh, where did
I think that's part of the Gemini characteristic too. No, because man, I go on some sidebars and be like, what was I talking about again?
Get to the point, Myrah. Get to the point. You're not going to hold on if you don't, But yeah, we do. It's all about a synchronicity and a harmony, and each one of us bringing. Oh, there we go. Here it comes back.
There it goes.
The Virgo, and she would get so stressed when she look at the news and the world news, and Virgos are the perfectionists of the zodiac. We call them the neurotics because the world is not perfect, and then it stresses them out, And I used to tell her, stop watching the news because, it stresses you out too much. Even to the point where I had a dream and Spirit says to me, would you please tell Kathy to stop wishing for this all to come to an end? We can't end this yet because the people, everybody who has something to contribute, they're not in their positions. They're not in their places, and if we end this now, it won't be fulfilled. So please tell her to stop stressing over ending this now. I had to go tell her, okay.
That is so true. It's like we're trying to rush and get in the way, and it's like, no, let spirit work. Do what it got to do.
Yes, it doesn't hurt. I mean, because she didn't went up now. When she was stressing about end this now, she wasn't in her position. Yes. So, it is a harmonization. It's a synchronization. That's why, we talk about serendipity and because it is definitely in divine order. And each, all this is, well, I keep telling people we're the last to the table, the manifestors, you see, that it's already been done in spirit. It's just for us to manifest that energy now, you see.
Physical form. Exactly.
But it's already been done in spirit. So we're just the vessels that manifest that energy at the ground level. We're on ground level. We're on ground zero. That manifest the energy.
Right.
So, so everybody has, that role of contribution that's already been ordained in the universe, you see. And it's just about manifesting that energy. So
awesome.
Yes.
Let's talk about and then we're not gonna, and then if you want, you could take some questions up to you because it's almost been an hour. Sorry. But if at any moment you're like, child, I'm done, I gotta go, let me know. No problem. I get
no
it.
problem.
Let's talk a little bit about the importance of like healing, not just even in this life, but even past life things that we carry. Because a lot of times I have clients come in and we're going to the past lives and see what's going on there, and but a lot of times present day things come up as well, like and I call that shadow work from whether it be inner child, like childhood situations that come up, from sexual abuse to abandonment to any and every kind of fear or emotional situation that holds you back, any and everything you can think of, it comes up. And you got to release that. And when you release it, not just like I talk about, it's important to heal it in past life, but even more important to heal it now. Because in fact, a lot of the things that we're experiencing now have carried over from past lives. You brought them from there, and until you heal it now, it's going to keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. So we can just talk a little bit about that.
In astrology, we call that Chiron, the wounded healer, that identifies where you were wounded subconsciously in your childhood, and how you heal is how you, until you heal those wounds, you're dispensing that energy, and you're not even conscious of it, that you're dispensing that energy. That's what's so fascinating about what you do, because like we talked about my friend, and that's the first time I got the impression of how spirits can attach themselves and cause those illness, because that's what came up in hers as it was removing some of the spirits that had attached that was causing some pain. So and then I did go and look at some of the videos when I got to your site, and the technique that you use to do that, remove those spirits that's bringing their energy and their pain and their and in particular, I was interested in the one that you did with the white girl that wanted to feel like a Black girl, what it felt like.
Oh, yes, that one. I forget her name, but yes, child.
And then she was like, she liked it. The girlfriend, you got it going on, you know, and she was not ready to let go and relinquish that experience. So, but you know, those are the things that, you know, fascinated me when I started looking at the techniques and the type of work that you do, because that was my first realization that could be, you know, the case. Well, it was, you know, when she brought the tape from when she had that experience, you see. But like I said, if it's not whole, it's not real. And she was, you know, the experience she had, you know, it was a little jaded because, you know, I guess she didn't, the person didn't really understand, because my friend is very attached to her ancestors. That's just been her life purpose and her life goal, because one of the things that the lady was trying to do was to get her ancestors to, you know, go through the light, you know, to remove that. And she kept telling her, if you don't remove them, you know, your life is going to be bad. You're going to be having problems if you don't get rid of those. And they were like, and the ancestors were like, we need her. And she needs us. We need her. And, you know, and that has always been her thing, is her ancestors. That's been her life work, you know, and you're trying to remove that and send them through a light that, you know, they was like ducking, like, you know, like I said, the wicked witch of the West was ducking the water. She said that's the way the ancestors were ducking the light, as she was trying to send that into them. So yeah, I mean, our ancestors are, like I said, 144,000 generational families. And I feel like we're here to heal the wounds that have been generationally passed down through our family, you see. You know, like right now we're in a generation where there's one or two in each family. That is where the buck stops here now. It's like, okay, we're not passing the wounds that have been passed down. We're not going to no longer pass that down to the next generation. It's time now, you know, to heal those wounds, to identify those wounds and heal them. But these have been passed down from both your maternal and your paternal half of the family, you know. So you're going to be able to find or trace where you've had your issues. You're going to be able to trace it to your mama having those issues, or your grandmama, your great grandmama. I always say that's a line of energy you're going to follow. You, as a vessel of mama, say you're a vessel, you're a mama. So I'm the vessel for mama. So I'm a vessel for that mama energy. So that I'm going to follow that line of energy from you as mama to your mama, to your grandmama, your great grandmama, your great grandmama, great, all the way out to big mama, you see. From that end, all the way to the individual vessel as mama, to the ultimate universal mama. And these are the wounds that have been passed down generationally. And now it's time to end that cycle, you see. So this is the lifetime where the 1 and 2 in each family, you know, I always say it's almost like the Josephs, you know, when they talk about Joseph in the Bible, okay? He was the one that was still connected to his parents, you see, as some of us are still connected to our ancestors, you see. And that's why he was given a multicolored coat by his parents, and his siblings got jealous and sold him into slavery. He became the right-hand man of the Pharaoh. And he tells the Pharaoh about a famine. And the Pharaoh gathers the food. And the first people Joseph go and get to indulge in the food is the siblings that sold him away into slavery. Because, like I said, we have to love them unconditionally, because they agreed to play that negative polarity so we could be the beneficiary from the positive return. And then as we have to, at this time, it's time for us to turn away from our physical family. There's a lot of things that have happened these last 3 years that have promoted a separation between these Josephs and the physical family, you see, because some of them wanted to drink the Kool-Aid and some of us didn't. You know what I'm talking about in the last 3 years, okay? Some of us wanted to drink the Kool-Aid and some of us didn't. So that caused a rift between us and our physical family. And that only happened, is still a divine purpose being served with that. Because in order to go to the opposite end, you have to turn away. You don't blend energy. So it's about balancing between the physical family, the cosmic family, our ancient family. So in order to turn toward the cosmic family, we have to turn away from the physical family. But only as we begin to access the connection to our cosmic family, that's how we start accessing our gifts and our powers, you see. And spirit is spiral. So once we've accessed that energy from the cosmic family, now we can bring it back full circle and use that to serve the physical family. What I do is a cleansing of their energy. I do a healing of their energy, and I do a protection over them. Okay. And as we bring in that energy from the cosmic family, this is how we get practice in order to validate and convince ourselves that we have that power. You have to know your power in order to activate your power. If you don't know it, you don't have it. So that's how we do. We'll take that energy from the cosmic family, the subconscious, our ancient memory, and use it to protect and, heal our physical family. That is how we get the practice. That's how we get the confidence and the security that we do have that power. Now we don't have to look over our shoulders anymore and worry about them. We know we have the power to protect them and heal them. Now we can step up to higher and higher agendas, and our purpose, you see. So, that is all connected to healing those wounds that have been generationally passed down through your ancestry. Each one of us, have a personal wound from each of our families that we are focused on and working on in that healing process, you see. So that's how I see it, you see. So healing a generational wound that has been passed down generationally.
That's great segue to a session I did, multiple sessions, but I think the most recent one was maybe a few days ago, where there was a lot of generational trauma in the womb.
Yes.
And us, women, we tend to hold a lot of our trauma and stress there as well.
Yes.
And there was so much there, and we talked about, okay, the wound that was there, what emotions were attached to that wound, and then how that was affecting my client as long as she was carrying it. And so once I helped her release that wound, release that energy, those emotions, those spirits, everything that trauma that was there. She immediately was like, oh my gosh, I gotta pee. So I had to pause the session for a moment because I already knew it was coming. Because that is something very, like, whenever you release, she said, Neoshi, I have never peed like that in my whole life. She said, is that normal? I said, yes, it is normal. When you release, you are going to release not just from that energetic level, but you can see it manifest on the physical too. She literally, she said, I peed like I never peed before. And she was just like, where's all this coming from? Like, I didn't even have that much to drink.
Wow.
And so we talk about releasing. Talking about healing that generational trauma. It was like, there was a lot that was being held there that you had to release, and it manifested on the physical plane. So anyway, I just wanted to share that quickly.
Yeah, and you know that happens with me sometimes when I'm doing readings.
Yes.
I'm Capricorn, so we're the ultimate in sensitivity. Earth picks up through their sensitivity, okay? And Capricorn is the last earth sign, so ultimately sensitive to energy. And if I do get, you know, someone who is releasing a lot of pollution, I'll start coughing, I'll start you know, phlegm and all of that start coming up, you know, and it's like, that's how it affects me, you know, my sensitivity and bringing up that energy, you know, I'll start feeling those effects of what's being released. And and that does remind me of the video you did send to me where the woman was in the womb of her mom. That was so fascinating, you know, and you know, not wanting to come back. Leave. Oh, no, I want to go. Don't want to go, but my mom needs me. She needs me.
Yeah.
That is so fascinating what you do, you know, but giving us a vision of our perspective of, you know, when we were in that position, when we were in the womb. And then what really came through to me was the hurt and pain of the mom and how that was affecting her, you know, how it was affecting her that her mom was in pain, even to the fact that the grandma was trying to help in the situation to alleviate the mom from the pain that her child was experiencing in the womb. I mean, that gives you you know, I know when we're pregnant, we know we got to be sensitive to our babies in the womb, but to know that when I'm sad, if I'm continuing crying and hurting and in pain, that's being transferred to my child. That is something we need to understand, you know. So
and I applaud my husband for that, because even all through my pregnancies, it was whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Because he understood and he knows, you know what I mean? Even, you know, he got it. And so, you know, of course, I took advantage of that. Like, okay, baby, I want this.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said, this ain't gonna last for long. Let me tell you. It ain't gonna last for long. I gotta take it where I can get it. So
and then he caught on. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want lobsters again? Yeah, okay, go ahead. So
that is so funny.
Yeah, but
Gemini for you though, because you know, Mercury, your planetary ruler, which is the trickster.
Yes.
But like to have fun, you know, like you know, like I said, I got a Gemini moon, so I do understand, you know, I used to have, my fun was, you know, little bitty small baby. I used to love just put my finger on their nose.
It just annoyed the mess out of them. And you thought it was funny. I know you know he was cracking up. I was like, what is she doing?
What is this thing on my nose?
Oh my gosh.
All right, that's that Gemini moon. I get pleasure out of those kind of things.
Yes. My husband had to learn that about me.
Say what?
My husband had to learn that about me. Like, she likes to play. I was just playing. He's like, when am I gonna know when you're playing?
So that's what I'm saying. When you look at energy, it makes a whole lot more sense as to who you are, you know, everything. And like I tell people, we have all of it in us. We have a full universe in us. And your sun sign is just what you came here to focus in your energy. So it's your focus, you know, in other words, because the sun is always focused. Whenever you see the sun that's always about where the energy is being focused. So you just came in here to focus through Gemini. I came in here to focus through Capricorn. It's part of the final piece that I needed to bring to the table to fulfill our purpose and our destiny, you see. But you have a full universe of energy in you. It's just a matter of how and where it shows up, and, and how it all comes together.
Yeah.
I always tell, it's like at the very moment of your birth, if someone was to take a snapshot of the universe at the very moment of your birth, where were all the planets sitting, what constellations, and how did those rays all come together and converge to make your collective energy, which is your spiritual energy. Spirit is a collective. So what constellation? So, my sun sign was sitting in the constellation of Capricorn. So I came here, my personality and my focus through Capricorn. But like I said, I got a Gemini moon, and that is how I channel, because Gemini is the master channeler. I broke this open when it came to that. I don't know how many people took note of that Kendrick Lamar video, but he's a Gemini, and he actually channeled that information, so, where did we come in here? The focus, and then channeling for me, because I have a Gemini moon. Moon deals with mama. It's the closest planetary body of water energy, which represents the closest level of how mama speaks to you internally through how you feel. So I always say I channel Big Mama and how she feels, and then communicate it, because Gemini is the sign of communication, and then communicate it to the world. And there are times when Big Mama has taken over. I'm giving a reading and I'm standing up screaming at them and hollering at them. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Where did that come from?
You're like, I'm so sorry. That wasn't me. It wasn't me.
My friend, Erica. I'm like, Erica, I'm standing up screaming at her like, how dare you worry about your family? I am the master of families. As creative as you are, you're one of mine. How dare you worry? And I'm standing up, and then I sit down, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she goes, no, it's what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you understand.
Exactly.
And sometimes I have to temper her. Sometimes I have to, because she be, mom, water, chaotic. Okay, mama, chaotic. She don't play. She like Homie the Clown, She's the sovereign being, And she told me, you will represent me as I would be represented. That is no mealy mouth walking on eggshell type of bullshit. That's exactly how she told me, So she doesn't play, and she really wants to be chaotic sometimes. And I have to tell her, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get them, but let me get them in a way it makes sense, where they can.
Do I have to say it like this?
Saying so they will receive it, mama, so they'll receive it.
They don't care. They gonna listen, especially when you ain't listening, and you got to keep coming back, and I got to keep telling you, I've been telling you this and telling you this, and you're not listening. Okay, all right, I got something for you. Love it. Yes.
That's the water. That's chaotic, that's mama. But mama knows best. But sometimes daughter has to kind of, we got to work in balance, mom. Remember, earth and water.
My mama said to tell you. Mama said, no, say it exactly how I told you to say it.
I'm telling you, I remember there was a time when I was in my training, and I was living in Atlanta, and I remember, I had a mechanic, very psychic Leo guy, and very religious. And but one day he come over, and I'm telling him about Big Mama, and he listened all patiently. He received and listened. He didn't interrupt. He didn't try to debate or, And so I don't know, at one point he must kind of felt a little guilty or something, because then he tried to infuse, a little religion into it. And so I'm like, what do I do? I mean, he did listen to me patiently. He didn't interrupt. He did receive, so maybe I should just let that go. Sit there for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden the sky got black real quick.
Here go mama.
Rain come down in sheets, and the thunder, the lightning and the thunder said, "Pow, yow!" Just like
a way to get your attention for real.
Okay. No, I don't think this had anything to do with religion. And then the very next day, another guy comes over. He was a Gemini, and he knew his gift to channel. Very nice looking guy, made nice money, just a good, guy that you would look up with a lot of respect. And he said he had, his father had always told him, to stay true to his own, and he had married and had children, got divorced, and for some reason he had this inclination toward, other women, getting some other women. He even had a little notebook, a little scrapbook. He had Trinity's face in there and all. And so, I'm trying to reason with him, like, well, you really want to match for your energy, you have to find somebody that's going to be equal or a match to your energy. And he channeled his uncle. And his uncle said, no, it's okay, because, he can date other women because they're going to be used as a tool to bring down, so I'm like, this point, I'm like, well, look, okay. I'm like, I've never been one to tell anybody to go against their spirit. You say, if that's what your spirit is telling you, then, hey, you do what your spirit say. Sit there another 5 minutes. All of a sudden, this guy's head looked like it was about to jerk off his neck. It jerked so hard. And a woman's voice came out. And she says, Black woman, stay true to yourself. And most of all, stay true to me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. No, I just, I didn't know what else to tell this man. That was a message for me. It wasn't even for him. Because he come out of it. And he didn't remember, but his eyes were this big. And he was like, something happened, huh? Something happened. I'm like, yeah, something did happen. He came back a week later to pick up a tape I had made for him, and his eyes were still huge. But that's how big, that was 2 days in a row she chastised me, and that's how Big Mama is. If she feels like, you're not representing in a way, once you've been, I do speak with a lot of authority, but I speak in an authority that was ordained to me by Big Mama. Okay. So, and anytime I fall off of that, she will definitely let you know. Like I said, she's like Homie the Clown. She don't play. She do not play. Bobby Hemmett, he used to say she was the symbol of the crocodile. That's why they use the crocodile to symbolize mama, because he was like, you could play with a lion, the masculine. If it's not hungry, you may escape. You can swim with a shark. If he doesn't smell blood, you may escape again. But the only one that's going to F you up without mercy is the crocodile, which is the image of Big Mama. And we're in her energy now, Cancer. Cancer actually represents Kali Ma. You know how Kali Ma is, that deity, that ferocious and vicious mama, why they call female dogs bitches, you see, because that's mama protecting her family. If she just sense you're going to pollute her family, she will ask questions. She will F you up first and ask questions later. So she like Home and the Clown, she do not play. And once you've been ordained, you have to act like you know it. You have to walk in the authority of that royalty. And she's not going to let you slip or slide any way. She's the sovereign being. All energy comes from the universe. She's the sovereign being, and she will not allow that to be compromised in any way. So that's how you deal with Big Mama, that water element, you see.
Yes,
So,
love that. I'm not gonna hold you long. Before you go, and if you want to take some questions after, that's cool, but just share with them how they can get in contact with you, how they can book a session. Keep in mind, like I said,
yes,
you ain't gonna get into no time to 2023, the end of the year,
but it's a two-edged sword, because if you don't do it now
you're gonna have to wait longer.
Yeah, it probably won't happen, you know, but yeah, you're right. And my website, that's Sistar Myrah.com, just that SISTAR MYRAH, SistarMyrah.com. I'm a little hesitant in putting out my number right now.
No, you ain't gotta do that, child.
Well, you know,
Spirit is telling you not to.
On Brother Richard's show, and I'm being, flooded with questions, but I'm telling people the only way to actually contact me where you get my attention is through the text message. That's the only way. I don't answer calls, and I don't do the email thing too much, so the only way is through the text message. I'm going to do it because I've done it before and they can find it before. So if you want to text me with questions, don't text me for an appointment.
Yeah.
I have no control over the calendar that's on the web, and I don't know what positions are being filled, and I don't have any control over that. So please don't text me for an appointment, but you can text me if there's some questions, and I can get to them as I can. I am getting flooded, so be patient with me, but I will answer everyone. And that's area code 336-965-0180. That's 336-965-0180. You can text me with some questions you may have when it comes to, trying to understand your spiritual path and, what it is. I'm very good at symbolisms. I'm very good at things like dreams, interpreting dreams, anything, something happens symbolic. That's the spiritual language, symbolism. And that's my mastery. I can interpret symbolism. So that's what I do teach you. I only teach you, I'm telling people now when they can't get an appointment, I'm saying the only thing I'm doing is giving you a message from your own spirit. I use the cards to do that. I use the cards to tap into a spiritual message from your own spirit. That's all I'm doing. They'll bring you to me because they think I'm the best vessel to deliver that message. But we all can do that, we can all tap into, and that's all I do is teach you how to understand the symbolism of how your spirit speaks to you. So you can begin. I don't tell anybody what to do, what not to do. I only teach them how to recognize the connection with their own spirit and let their spirit be the one to guide them. So we all have that capacity. And if you can't get into me for a year or two, you just have to personally find a way to start, connecting to the message that your spirit is the master at giving you that message. It's the one that's going to be responsible for getting you to understand, to help guide you. I just help give you some head starts in understanding, but it's your spirit that knows best how to reach you and guide you. So it's just about being able to connect and listen to how your spirit is bringing you your messages. That's all I do. That's all I do.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm listen, I'm gonna say this right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you have cancellations at any moment, put me on the waiting list. I'm number one.
Okay, well,
that's what my clients do with me.
Yes,
You have somebody cancel?
Maybe we can do some mutual exchange,
Listen, I would love to do a session with you.
Oh, wonderful. Then we can just, it's not like client to client.
Right.
It's like colleague to colleague, okay? So we can make some.
I know that's right. Yes, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alrighty, we'll definitely set something up on that, okay?
Yes, awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yes, yes.
So.
All right, y'all. See, I got me. I'm sorry. Y'all don't have to wait 2023.
Don't close, Miss Joy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I'll do it in private. But
you're funny.
No, I got you. My husband's gonna be mad because he was like, "You ain't," because he was the one that kind of like, pointing you out to me again. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, man, she's booked until like next year. I'm going to like, listen, I got me. He's gonna be like, what?
And I can
boo.
I can do that to my friend Erica because she wants to get into.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in September, but she ain't got as long to wait. She can do September.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
They bad, so
they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Tell you, it's not. My mom always says, "Not what you know, but who you know."
You know that part. That part. Yes. Love it. Awesome. So do you want to take any questions now or you want to wrap it up?
I can take a couple, okay, if you want to.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Who has a question? Which y'all want? I'm going to take a couple. Let me see. Let's see. If y'all have a question, put it down. There's a little delay here. They in here chatting it up. For sure. They're like, oh, I'm here for that session between y'all two. They said they would love to see your past life regression.
Oh man. Hey, I'm a little curious myself. Like, wow.
Yes, I do record the sessions. I'm saying that I do record the sessions because, like we talked about, some people, and I know that even happens in your readings, but a lot of people don't remember the session, and so when they come out, they're like, I'll ask them like, so tell me about what was the most, like what was the most significant part of the session for you? What stood out the most? And they'll be like, something with somebody like a name with a T or something, and we will have like, this will be like, let's say maybe their past life name, and they don't even remember the name. They're like, I think it's with a T, and I was like, you don't remember shit.
Yeah, that's what my friend was. She was so reliant on her tape, she had a tape. That's what she was reliant on to remember what happened in the session. Other than that, she couldn't remember.
Right. Yeah. So that always helps.
If I have any questions, I do such a thorough job. After I do my readings, they're like, I say, any questions? And they're like, no.
Because there's so much to process.
You got to process and chew on it.
Yeah.
And usually I do a very thorough, I'm a Capricorn. I do a very thorough job. I try to cover. And like I said, I've been doing it a long time. And a lot of the questions that come up, I've learned how to cover those,
Right.
So that's no problem. We can just go ahead and end the session because
okay, cool. There's some coming up now, but if you want to go, we can go.
No, if you got something coming up, I can
go. Okay. So let's see, which one to choose? What's the current rift between Black men and Black women about? Do we hate each other?
You guys, I mentioned the Kendrick Lamar video, the Heart Part 5. That was putting us on notice that it's time to heal the wounds between the twin souls, or it's time to heal those wounds. Watch that video if you haven't watched it already. It's already up to like 38 million people. This video was very significant in healing the wounds. It's even dealing with what we're talking about generational wounds, how we've been wounded culturally, as those wounds have been generationally. This is what Kendrick Lamar is dealing with. He's showing two halves. He's showing the first half, the physical half, where he's expressing all the pain and struggles and wounds we're enduring as a culture. And then he exposes that, and then he segues over into the spiritual half, where he is telling you it's time to complete that cycle. It's now time to heal the wounds between the man and the woman, the Black man, the Black woman, in order for us to evolve. It's time for us to evolve to a new level. And in order to do that, the yin and the yang has to come back together, which is the wounds between the Black man and the Black woman. Now it's time to heal those wounds. And this is what Kendrick is dealing with in that video, Heart Part 5. Watch it, because, and then I did a follow-up, a response to Kendrick Lamar. It's 4 hours. I know people don't like to deal with 4 hours, but I'm doing a full, I'm telling you where all this stemmed from, and then how it's being fulfilled, and which ends with Kendrick Lamar's video, because he's giving us the hint as to how we're now ready to heal these wounds, come together as one in order to evolve to a new level. So that video was very significant. It put out the energy for that healing. Okay. Yes. One of the video, I don't know who saw it, but he morphs into these different characters, right?
Yep.
And first he does OJ. A lot of people don't understand why he used who he used. He used OJ, then he used Kanye, then he used Jussie Smollett. That's because these are the ways that we've been abandoned as Black women by our men. OJ, the generation where he went to the white woman. Even Kanye, that generation went to the white woman. And then Jussie Smollett went to the homosexuality, which is what a lot of our young men are doing now. The last one he does is Will Smith. And in the one with Will Smith, we got the Black man with the Black woman, right? But still not working. But what was the comment that Will Smith made? He said, hurt people, hurt other people. What Kendrick did was show the wounds of the culture and how we've been hurt as a culture, and those wounds have been passed down. And now when we do get together as Black man and Black woman, we're hurt and we're hurting each other.
Right.
Hurt people hurt each other. So that's what he's exposing. But it's now time to heal those hurts, those wounds, and those pains. But it's the man now who has to redeem the value of his woman. That is what Kendrick is giving us, because he's using the source. You got to look at the music. Whose music is he using? Whose song is he using? Do you know whose song he's using?
No, I don't.
Marvin Gaye. That's Marvin Gaye's song, I Want You.
Is it?
That's his song. Now, if you go back and look at the song, I Want You, and he uses it, he starts the video with it, the music, and in the middle, he says that I want you, but I want you to want me too. Okay? So in the video, so now you got to go and look at the song "I Want You."
Yeah, I am. And then go watch the video again.
Yeah, the black man now saying to his woman, I want you, but I want you to want me too, as much as I want you. And now, and he keeps saying, I want a hug. The hug is about the healing, okay? The healing between our relationships, you see. Even when he gets to the spiritual half, when he does Nipsey, and Nipsey says, I don't have to be in the flesh to hug you. That means it's time for us to get our hug from the universe. When I did this video, that's what I said, it's 4 hours. I talked about the tetragrammaton. When you go back to that's an ancient system of energy, the tetragrammaton. And it's describing how the mother, the father, and the son all comes together to raise the fallen daughter, or redeem the daughter in her value. They dropped it on Mother's Day, which is Big Mama. They were bringing Big Mama, Mama Universe. The spiritual man is the father. The physical man is the son, okay, in energy, okay? So Marvin Gaye played the role of the father, the spiritual man. Kendrick actually channeled the message from the spiritual father, or Marvin Gaye, okay, who was sent by Mama Universe. Mama Universe, Father Spirit, and the Son of Power, which is the role Kendrick played, the son. So the mother, the son, the father, and the son are now coming together to raise the daughter, which is the Black woman. This is what all that Kendrick thing was attached to. It's now time to redeem the value of the woman, you know, heal those wounds, so we can now no longer pass those wounds to the next generation. When he segues to the spiritual half, and everybody, they didn't understand, because when he started off, he was hugging himself. And you heard Marvin's music in the background. And then he starts in telling you about the wounds. I come from a generation of pain where murder is minor. And he gives you all the scope of the wounding that has been generationally passed down and the repercussions that we're feeling from those wounds. Then he segues over into the spiritual half. And this is where he's the music, and he's hugging himself, and he's pulsating. He's playing the role of a heart. That's why he's the red in the background. He's on the left side. You see, he's playing the role of a heart and the pulsation of the heart. That is why he's pulsating the way he is doing. And then he says, drop the drums or drop the heartbeat. So he's segueing into the spiritual half, where he then says, starting a new cycle where we give up everything so that we don't pass this to the next generation. And then he brings our spiritual loved one. He brings Nipsey through on the spiritual, first he brings Kobe through on the spiritual end, and then he brings Nipsey through. And Nipsey follows the hug, where now he's saying, I don't have to be in the flesh to hug you, which means we're now getting our hug, which is our healing, from Mama Universe through Father Spirit, and now being exposed to the Son of Power. And I told people, I said, he's a Gemini, that's the master channeler. He channeled this. There was more channeling going on than deep fake, okay? But we got caught up in, just like the movie The Matrix, we get caught up in the theatrics that we miss the bigger purpose, you see. So, and then he validated me, because I had some clients come forth and tell me that he just put out an album, and in the album he says, I'm not a rapper, I'm a spiritual medium. So Kendrick himself has admitted that. He channeled that information, and that was a message from the universe through Father Spirit, played by the role of Marvin Gaye, through exposed through the son of power, Kendrick. You know, he had 38 million views. So exposing this message, the father, the mama, the father, and the son now ready to raise or redeem the daughter and heal those wounds that have got us hurting each other because we've generationally passed down these wounds in order to heal those wounds and make our evolution to a new level, you know, of spiritual rulership. Anytime we get into the Aquarian age, that's the point of evolution. So that's the message that we were supposed to get from that. I did do a video explaining all of this called the Love Response for the Heart Part 5 Kendrick Lamar video. So look it up. It's 4 hours, even if you have to do it in
parts and pieces. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take that.
It's definitely going to pull everything together and show you that that's truly what that message was about.
Yeah, I love how you pull that
Good
together.
question. Yes,
that's awesome. I love that.
Yes,
I think that. Oh, let me see. There was another question. I don't want to hold you too long for someone.
Another song I want you to listen to when Marvin Gaye, go back and listen to his song Chained.
Chained.
That's the Playboy After Dark version.
Okay.
Because he's going to show you when he first released the energy to redeem the value of the Black woman. That is what that video is going to show you. It's called Chained, but you have to look at the Playboy After Dark version, and he's going to be singing strictly in the Playboy Mansion. He's going to be singing strictly to this Black woman and tell her, you know, how he's chained to her love. And it's going to be how he released that energy to redeem the value of our women at this time. Okay. Awesome. Being fulfilled through the song, I Want You.
I love that. I think, you know what, I don't really see any other questions that are more like, a lot of questions are kind of like personal birthday. Okay. It's like, no, I want something that would be
absolutely
for everybody. So that's a great note to kind of end things on. I love it.
I'm giving you some homework. So
and homework.
Go look at that Kendrick Lamar video and then attach it to the one I did, the response to Kendrick Lamar. And then that's going to put everything together. That's going to show you where we're at in this whole big process. And yeah, we're being healed of those wounds. It's time for us to step up to a new level, but we can't take old baggage up with us.
Right.
And before we can even evolve, we have to come together as yin and yang. Two halves make a whole. When we bring balance between that level of opposites, that's going to be our major evolution to a new level where we've healed the wounds and we're stepping up to a righteous rulership, you know, where everything is going to be even better than you can even imagine.
Okay? Awesome. Yes.
All righty.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So much. Listen, I don't know if I'm more excited about my reading with you coming up. I'm for real. I don't know if I'm more excited about that or if I'm excited about doing a session for you. Like, I really don't know which one. I'm just like,
yeah, same here. Absolutely. Same here. So this is going to be one, you know, spirit brings these things together, you know, everything is divine order. You know, like I said, we've done our half. We've done the physical half. Now we got to sit back at peace and secure and let our spirit show us how it's going to complete and fulfill the other half of the operation.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you again, sis. I appreciate it. And we're going to make that happen. You know, right after this, we'll figure out our schedule. I already kind of know what your schedule is like.
Yeah.
But we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, right? And yeah, I mean, just to wrap it up, everybody who, listen, y'all was just here as like little flies on the wall, so to speak, because this was, you know what I'm saying? This was like a little chat for us, but thank y'all for coming. I hope y'all got a lot from it because I sure did. And
beautiful.
Y'all know where to find Sister Myrah. It's sistermyrah.com, right?
Yes, sistermyrah.com. That's it.
Right. And you can, if you know where to find me, neoshihypno.com. Again, Sister Myrah's booked out for a whole year almost plus. So if you want a session with her, book it now so you ain't gotta wait longer. Me on the other hand, I'm booked to September. So if you want a session now, book now so you don't have to wait longer.
Yes.
Either way, thank y'all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it.
And tons of videos out there. So, you know,
Yes.
I'm not shy about putting out as much as I can put out. I'm doing this for my family. I love my family. It's not so much about making money for me. It's just about getting the information out.
Exactly.
And I got it out there, you guys. Just look me up, Sister Myrah. You'll find tons of videos out there.
Yes.
You want to know, I'm putting it out there.
Watch her videos where y'all start texting her with questions. She might have already answered the questions.
Now I got mama chastising me for doing
giving out that number. Yeah, watch it for real. Watch it. That's like I always tell people.
Yeah.
Go to my website. I'm not jumping on no phone to have no conversation. Everything is answered there. So before y'all start texting her, because I know how, Lord, I would never give out my text my number right now. But they have my business line. But other than that,
you know, it's too late though. I'm not.
It's too late. Damage is done.
Yes. Look, but for the first time, I put it out there and said, "Oh, y'all can text me for an appointment too."
Oh Lord!
Oh Lord! The next time I came on there, I hurried up and correct. No.
Yes.
Telling people, no texting for appointments. I mean, they overwhelmed me with that.
Yes.
But no, can't do that.
Yeah, all you gotta do is Google her or YouTube. Sister Myrah Moss, she has a ton of videos on there. Check them all out. If you feel led to do a session with her, book it now, like I said. But watch all of her videos, get as much information as you can before you start texting her with, because it can become overwhelming. I'm sure. So this is one of our goals. We need to take care of her. Don't be texting her with all random
a lot of people taking care of me right now.
Yes. So awesome. We will talk to y'all again soon. And thank you so much. Well, I don't know if tomorrow will be here with me again soon. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. But maybe after our sessions we can come on and talk again. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
But show us how we're supposed to do this. So
yes.
Follow spirit.
Yes. But thank y'all so much for joining us. And again, thank you so much, Sister Myrah. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you. All right, Annie.
Peace.